They were surrounded, outnumbered, outgunned. The world watched, expecting them to fall. But what happened next shook military history forever. How does a tiny country, no bigger than New Jersey, defeat multiple nations at once and win? This is not a fairy tale. This is the story of Israel's impossible victories. This isn't about politics. This is about strategy, survival, and something deeper, something ancient. Israel's military history is like no other. From the moment the nation was reborn in 1948, it has been under constant attack. Yet battle after battle, war after war, Israel keeps winning. How? Why? Let's go deep. Part 1. The Miracle of 1948. In 1948, Israel declared independence. Within hours, 5 Arab nations attacked: Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq. Israel had no formal army, just ragtag militias. Some had no uniforms. Others didn't even speak Hebrew. But what they had was desperation and purpose. While the Arab nations were fragmented, Israel was united. Every man, woman, and child fought like they had nothing to lose, because they didn't. Old rifles, stolen tanks, improvised weapons. Victory wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. By 1949, Israel not only survived, it expanded. The world was stunned. This wasn't just a military victory, it was spiritual, prophetic. Part 2. The 6-Day Shock, 1967. Fast forward to June 1967. Israel is again surrounded. Egypt closes the Straits of Tiran, an act of war. Syria and Jordan prepare to strike. The world braces for Israel's destruction. But what does Israel do? It strikes first. In a single morning, Israel's Air Force wipes out almost the entire Egyptian air fleet. On the ground, Israeli troops move fast, too fast for their enemies to react. In 6 days, Israel captures the Sinai Peninsula, the Golan Heights, the West Bank, and reunifies Jerusalem. How is that possible? One Israeli general said, "We had no choice. It was either fight like lions or be wiped out." They chose to fight. Part 3. The Yom Kippur Wake-Up, 1973. But it wasn't always perfect. In 1973, on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish calendar, Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack. Israel was caught off guard. Soldiers were fasting. Synagogues emptied as reservists rushed to the front. For the first time, it looked like Israel might lose. But then something shifted. The tide turned. Israel pushed deep into Syrian territory, crossed the Suez Canal, and surrounded the Egyptian Third Army. The cost was high. Over 2,500 Israeli soldiers died. But the message was clear. Even in its darkest hour, Israel adapts, learns, strikes back. Part 4. The secret ingredient: intelligence. Israel's biggest weapon isn't just firepower, it's information. The Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, is feared worldwide. They've foiled terror plots, neutralized threats before they even begin, and even smuggled thousands of Jews out of danger in covert missions. The Entebbe raid, Israeli commandos flew thousands of miles to rescue hostages in Uganda at night, and they won. They don't just fight with guns, they fight with brains. Part 5. Everyone's a soldier. In Israel, military service is mandatory. Almost everyone serves. Men, women, even top scientists and artists. That means the whole country thinks like an army. Reservists can be called up in hours. Kids learn discipline and survival early. It's not just a job, it's life. And that creates something powerful: unity. You're not just fighting for land, you're fighting for family. Part 6. The psychology of survival. For centuries, Jews have been persecuted. Pogroms, the Holocaust, expulsion after expulsion. So when Israel fights, it's never just about borders. It's about existence. That mindset creates a warrior spirit. When survival is on the line, fear disappears. You either stand or vanish. That's why Israeli soldiers are trained to make decisions fast, to stay alive, to protect what matters. Part 7. Divine or destiny. Many believe Israel's victories aren't just strategic, they're spiritual. Prophecies in Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Zechariah speak of a nation reborn, of enemies surrounding Israel, and of divine protection. Is that what's happening? Is there more at work than just military tactics? Even generals have whispered it. We felt something guiding us. Was it God, destiny, or something else? Part 8. When David meets Goliath again and again. Israel is always David. The Goliath changes. Sometimes it's Egypt. Sometimes it's Hezbollah. Sometimes it's global condemnation. But the story repeats. David wins. Not because he's stronger, but because he knows the battlefield. And he never stops moving. The war that never ends. Israel's story is still being written. Rockets still fall, enemies still gather, and every few years another war brews. But the lesson remains. Victory isn't always about size. It's about will, intelligence, unity, spirit, and sometimes miracles. So next time you hear someone say Israel should have lost, remember this. They already tried, and they failed, because Israel doesn't back down. It rises. If this shook you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Comment your thoughts. Do you believe Israel wins by strategy or something deeper? Let's talk. This story isn't over. Don't forget to like and subscribe.